On Gandhi's 75th birthday, Sevagram Ashram bore a festive appearance. Greetings poured in on October 2nd from all over the world. Albert Einstein asserted, "Generations to come, it may be, will scarce believe that such a one as this ever in flesh and blood walked upon this earth." Accepting a check for 80 lakhs of rupees for the Kasturba Gandhi National Memorial Trust, Gandhi suggested that the memorial should take the form of a movement for the education and economic betterment of women and children in the rural areas in India. The war was drawing to a close. The members of the Congress Working Committee were released. They journeyed to Simla at Lord Wavell's invitation to attend a conference of India's outstanding politicians and party leaders for considering constitutional changes in India. Though Gandhi was not a delegate, he came to Simla as an observer in response to the Viceroy's persistent request. On June 25th, the invitees assembled at Simla. Vindicating its claim to be a truly national organization, the Congress did not subscribe to communal parity. On this rock, the conference foundered on July 14th. Gandhi wrote to Lord Wavell, "I must not hide from you the suspicion that the deeper cause is, perhaps, the reluctance of the official world to part with power." Gandhi recorded his conviction on the draft United Nations Charter. The exploitation and domination of one nation over another can have no place in a world striving to put an end to all war. The peace must be just and neither punitive nor vindictive. In August 1945, the horror of the atom bomb was loosed on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The Second World War was over. Drawing a moral from the supreme tragedy of the atom bomb, Gandhi reiterated his faith in nonviolence. The atom bomb has deadened the finest feeling that has sustained mankind for ages. It will not be destroyed by counter bombs, even as violence cannot be by counter violence. In December 1945, when the country was busy preparing for the general elections, Gandhi set out on his tour of Bengal, ravaged by famine and cyclone. His mind was filled with the grim spectre. People crowded the canal bank to narrate their tales of woes to Gandhi. He prescribed to them the spinning wheel, the symbol of the constructive program, as a panacea. Gandhi arrived at Madras in January 1946 to attend the Silver Jubilee celebrations of the Dakshin Bharat Hindi Prachar Sabha. He presided over its convocation and distributed certificates to the successful candidates. He observed, "It is your dharma to learn Hindustani for the sake of India's Swaraj and for the good and welfare of the people of India." Throughout his sojourn in Madras, Gandhi harped on the need for a national language to achieve unity. Only that language, he asserted, which the people of the country will themselves adopt, can become the national language. In between the heavy round of engagements, Gandhi laid the foundation stone of the Harijan Industrial School in true Mason style and visited the constructive program exhibition. He reiterated that Swaraj could be achieved if people accepted the constructive program. A special train carried Gandhi to Madurai. He was on a pilgrimage in the cause of untouchability. On the way, he addressed the people from the coach and asked for their prayers and blessings for his mission. On February 3rd, Gandhi visited the ancient Meenakshi temple at Madurai, which was thrown open to the untouchables as a result of his long crusade against untouchability. He was glad that the desire which he had entertained for years was fulfilled at last. Crowds continued to surge at all the stoppages during the journey to Palni. Unstintedly, they poured their coppers into Gandhi's beggar's bowl in the service of the Harijans. At the vast meeting held at Palni under the shadow of the temple, strongly condemning the ulcer of untouchability that pervaded national life, Gandhi argued, why should we not all be the children of one Indian family, and further, of one human family? When untouchability is rooted out, no one will consider himself superior to any other. On February 10, 1946, the weekly Harijan was revived after a lapse of 3 years and a half. It is the fashion, wrote Gandhi, to blame nature for famine. Scarcity of rain is by no means a monopoly of India. Everything possible should be done to draw water from the bowels of the earth, and food should be grown on all cultivable areas. Dealers must not hoard nor speculate. Cloth famine can be averted by telling the millions to spin and weave in their own villages. Gandhi subscribed to the view that all ailments are due to the violation of nature's laws and that return to nature is the road to health. He opened the Nature Cure Clinic at Uroli Kanchan, a village near Pune, and examined the patients. His prescriptions emphasized use of the 5 elements of nature: earth, water, air, sun and sky, for he believed that in simple natural remedies lies the villager's hope. Gandhi's outlook on nature cure was essentially spiritual. It was India's hour of destiny. The British Labour government's delegation consisting of Lord Pethick Lawrence, Sir Stafford Cripps, and Mr. A.V. Alexander, arrived in India in March 1946 to discuss terms for the transfer of power. The cabinet mission began its work by interviewing leading representatives of the main political parties. Interviews followed interviews to arrive at the greatest common measure of agreement among the different parties. Gandhi came to Delhi to meet the British delegation at the request of Lord Pethick Lawrence and lived at the sweeper's slum. Day after day and week after week, the representatives of India poured in to meet Gandhi, and the obscure little sweeper's colony became the venue of many important meetings. Gandhi remained in touch with the mission during the progress of the constitutional negotiations. He declared that he was opposed to the two-nation theory and made it clear that he was speaking entirely for himself. In a discourse, Gandhi said, "There is little doubt that India is about to reach her cherished goal of political independence. Let the entrance be prayerful." "Independence of my dreams," wrote Gandhi, "means the kingdom of God on earth." In concrete terms, independence should be political, economic, and moral, standing for the removal of the control of the British Army, freedom from the capitalists and capital, ensuring equality between the humblest and the tallest, and freedom from armed defense forces. Free India, he hoped, would continue her non-violent policy and deliver the earth from the burden that was crushing her. Simla was fixed as the venue for further talks. Abul Kalam Azad, Jawaharlal Nehru, Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan, and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel arrived in the first week of May to represent the Congress viewpoint in the conference. Gandhi accepted the delicate role of advisor to the cabinet mission and came to Simla having full faith in the mission's intention. The pourparlers continued at the Viceregal Lodge, but the conference could not achieve an agreement between the Indian National Congress and the Muslim League and broke up on May 12th. After the failure of the Simla conference, the cabinet mission set forth its own plan on May 16th, rejecting the partition of India on defense, economic, and administrative grounds. As the crux of the solution, they recommended a united India and the setting up of an interim government to be followed by the Constituent Assembly. Gandhi compared the mission's plan to a promissory note. Despite some vital defects, he saw in it the germs of the realization of his ideal of a land without sorrow and suffering, provided it was genuine and appealed to the people to think of the country and not of their petty selves, groups, or communities. A meeting of the All India Congress Committee was held in July to consider and ratify the Working Committee decision that the Congress should join the proposed Constituent Assembly with a view to framing the constitution of a free, united, and democratic India. Gandhi came to guide the committee's deliberations. President Jawaharlal Nehru urged the people to be united and strong, so as to be prepared to face the new problems arising out of the ending of